It's that shit go, no, she my flow. Yeah, it's that. By keeping a basic knowledge with respect to a static variables and the static methods, today we have to discuss what is called as a static blocks, right? Once you are clear with what was the purpose of a static variable and a static method, you can easily understand what is the purpose of a static blocks, right? So first let me tell you in which scenario that is admissible to use a static block. Then we will see a program on that one to justify few conclusions, right? So today's topic of a discussion is static block. So when to go with the static block is the first question. That means when we need to use this particular static block. If there is a requirement such that before loading a main method, if you want to execute a few set of instructions, right? What I mean to say is, if if you have a requirement such that you have to execute some set of instructions before you give a execution time for the main method. That means before you start executing the instructions in a main method, if you want to execute any instructions, then those instructions need to be put in a static block, right? So in which scenarios it will be useful? Say for example, you are developing some class. That means one library you are defining. That means set of classes you are going to write, and you want to make a certain library. Okay, now my condition is, before I process that particular library, I wanted to import some dependencies, right? I wanted to execute some dependencies. This is something like, if I want to make sure that prerequisites have been achieved. Say for example, to learn a Java, most of the people will tell, like, if you have a basics of a C language, then it will be comfortable, right? When course is with respect to a learning a Java, you cannot give a much of a stress for a learning a C language, right? But what is the condition? What is the prerequisite? The prerequisite says that before you go with the Java programming language, you better learn what is the C language, right? So now what is the situation now? That means before going to a main function, that means our main intention is to learn a Java. Okay, so what we are saying, before you go with the learning a Java, it will be a better to learn a C language, right? So what is the situation now? That means first a C need to be executed, then you can go with the main purpose, which is nothing but a learning a Java. Okay, if you have a requirement something like this in the sense, before I start executing my main method, or before I start my exact work, before I start with the instructions of a main function, if I wanted to have some dependencies to be added to my file, right? So in those scenarios you will go with the static block, right? So according to my statements, whatever I have given, can I say that static block means this is a block, this is the block which will be executed first, right? So what is my conclusion now after these particular statements? Static block is the block which will be executed first before to the main function. Is this clear with a small brief description about a static block? If you are clear with a small description, then we will see a program and just cross check how exactly we can work with the static blocks. I have just discussed when to use a static block, and I have just given one conclusion saying that this is the block which will be executed before your main function, right? If you are clear with these 2 points, then we will see a small program to understand this particular concept in a better fashion.
Sir, if it's executed before the main function,
Yes.
why we need a main function for static blocks?
Why we need a main function?
Yeah, if it's executed before a main.
Right. I hope everybody understood what Abrahan has asked. He is saying that when you are saying that this particular block is executing before a main method, then can't you write everything in a main method? Why you require means can't you write everything in a static block? Why you want to write things in a main method again? That was his question. So we will see that one with an example. Okay, so new, we save a file. File name is something like static block demo .java. Hope the screen is visible, right? Yes. Class C. Now how to create a static block? Just specify a static, open the curly braces. This is nothing but a static block, right? So within this particular static block, I write some statements. I'll just write a one system.out.println statement. Println saying from static block, right? Okay, so this is my static block. So here let me write public static void main string args, right? So nothing I'm going to write, nothing I'm writing in a main method. I am just writing some information with respect to a static block, right? So let me compile and check what might be the output. Now the conclusions I wanted to draw before I show the output. What is the conclusion? We have said that static block will be loaded first, right? Then the main method, right? So now according to that particular point, if I run this program, if it is working fine without showing any error, should it, will it print this particular statement for us? Yes, it has to, because from a main method you are not calling a static block separately. You are not saying, you are not writing any instructions here, right? Even though if you are not writing any instructions here, if it is executing this particular part, then obviously this might be loaded first. First, let us check whether this particular static block works or not. Then we will check which one is executing first or which one is executing later by writing a few statements. Okay. So let us just compile and check whether this particular static block works fine or not. Compiled. Yes, it's working fine and it is showing that this is the statement from a static block, right? So now you might be in a confusion like which block has executed first and which block has executed next, because you didn't write anything in a main method, and how can you assure that a static block has been executed first, right? So to understand which one has executed first, let me just copy this statement and paste it here. So instead of this particular statement, I will write something like from main method, right? So now we have two different println statements, right? So the first one says from a static block, the second one says from a main method. Now if we compile a program and check, if you are getting a from main method statement first, then a main method has been executed first. If you are getting a from static block statement first, then a static block has executed first. Is it clear? I'm trying to check which particular method or a block has executed first, right? Now whichever statement you will get, in output, whichever statement is the first in the output, so that particular block has been executed first. So that is a conclusion. I'm just cross checking which particular block has executed first. What does the output says? It is saying that first from a static block, then it is showing that from a main method. That means static block has been executed first and a main method has been executed later. Clear with the conclusion? You might ask one more question, sir, you have written it first, so it might be executing first, right? let me copy this particular block, paste it here. That means that I have a one more static block. Oh, we are drawing one more conclusion. That means we can have a more than one static block also in a program. Okay, we'll see. I'll make it as a static block too. Right now, according to my statement, what should be the output? If a static blocks are loading first, if static blocks are loading first, then I need to get a first message saying from a static block. Then I have to get a message with respect to a from static block 2, because all the static blocks need to be executed first from top to bottom. That means whichever occurs first, that particular block will be executed first. Whichever block will be appearing next, that particular block will be executed next. Right? So let me just cross check, is it going according to my statements or not? See, from a static block, then from a static block 2, then from a main method. Then what is the conclusion that has given for us? So whichever static blocks you have, those static blocks will be executed first, and from top to bottom, whichever comes first, that will be executed. That means first this particular block will be executed. So the next static block you have is this particular static block. This one will be executed. After finishing all the static blocks, whichever you have defined from top to bottom, later it will go for the main method for the execution. Is this clear with respect to a normal working of a static blocks? Be clear with the purpose, and be clear with when to go with a static block, and be clear with what is the actual use of a static block, sir. That only I told you. With respect to your program, if you want to load a few values before you start execution of a main method, right? In those scenarios, you will be writing those instructions in a static block. Say for example, so the example I have given you, something like, if you want to learn a Java, few people will say that you need to have a prerequisites of a C language, right? So now the instructions with respect to prerequisites, I'll be writing in a static block, right? So my main intention is to go with a Java, right? Prerequisite. Say for example, you are developing a new version of a program, new version of a something, right? When you are saying a new version of a something, your application should be compatible with the older versions also. That means whatever the features are there with respect to older versions, those things need to be loaded first, then only you have to go with the newer version, right? In those scenarios, the instructions with respect to older versions, what are the things you want to load, everything will be written under a static block, right? Any instructions which are prerequisites before you start with a main function, so those instructions will be included in a static block.
Sir, then static block and constructors are similar, sir. Then why we need constructors?
Constructors will come when you are creating an object, right? When you will be creating an object, you will be creating object in a main method, right? If my requirement is before I go to a main method, I want to do something. In that scenarios, you will be going with a static block.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, but then if we, whatever we are writing in the static function,
Hmm.
those we write in the initial lines of the main function. So it will be the same thing. They will be executed first. So why do we need static? Like you said that the prerequisites are written in the static function. So we know the program starts with the main function. So we are writing those lines in the initial lines of the main function. It's the same thing then.
Yeah. Now what I'm saying is, now if you want to talk in a proper fashion in a Java, now the program will not start from a main function. After this conclusion, we are saying that now the program will not start from a main function. Rather, it first goes to a static blocks, executes all the static blocks. First, it will check for a static variable, then the methods, then the blocks. It will finish everything, whatever is there in a static, then only it will go for the main method.
Okay, then that is the general format of it.
Yes, that is a general format of execution.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. See, before we go with the programs, you be clear with the intention of that particular concept, right? So with respect to a static, intention is a simple. These are the contents. Static keyword, whenever you use either for a variable, method, or a block, whenever you are using a static, those things will be loaded during a class load event. That means when a time you load a class, during that time itself, those instructions will be loaded for you, right? What we are saying is, even though they are loading during a class load event, your main method has been given the last priority and the first priority has been given to your static blocks, variables, and the methods, right? So this is a main observation that you have to remember. Clear? Let me answer the question of Brahan. Brahan, what he said is, okay, sir, you are saying that a static block will be loaded first. Okay. When you are saying that a static block is loading first, do I need to write a main method? I might be having some requirement or some situation where I don't want to write anything with respect to a main. I don't want to write anything with respect to a main. It means within a main, I don't have any instruction to be written. Rather, I will write every instructions in a static block itself. Can't it be done? That was a question from Abraham. Right? Okay, Brahan, I'll take your particular question. I hope according to your question, this is the structure of a program that you are expecting. That means in a class file, you are not going to write any main method because you don't want to put any instructions in a main method. Okay. So let me just compile and check what might be the error, or will it execute this particular static block for me. Compiled. Yes, compilation is fine. Can I come to a conclusion that no, so means there is no requirement of a main method? Can I come to a conclusion just by compilation? Because compilation is not showing me any error. Now, can I come to a conclusion that a main is not required? I can directly run my show with respect to a static block. I can't, because static blocks and the main method will work once you start running a program, right? So when you run the program, then only class load event will occur. Class load event will occur, right? So let us just cross check. When I run the program, what it is doing exactly. What is the error I am getting? Main method not found in a class static block. Please define the main method as a public static void, right? So now what is the conclusion need to be drawn? It is saying that, yes, sir, even if you say you don't have any instruction to be written in a main method, but my JVM has been configured in such a way that first it will go for a checking of whether a main method has been written or not. If it is written, then it will allow me to take the class for a loading, right? Whether you have written some instructions in that or not, it is least bothered. What it is doing is the JVM, once you say Java followed by a class name, it will first check whether there is a main method defined or not. Yes, it is going to give a last priority for it, right? Even though it might be giving a last priority for it, it is just a cross checking whether a main method has been written or not. Okay, if a main method has written, then it is taking that particular class for the loading into JVM. Are you able to understand what is the conclusion? When you run the program, compilation will be done fine, no problem with respect to a compilation. When you are taking a class for the loading a class, right? When you are loading a class, when you are making a JVM to work on that particular class, first thing what it will do is, it will check whether a main method has been defined or not. It is not going to execute that main method. It is just going to check whether it has been defined or not. Okay. Once it is defined, then only it will take that particular class for the loading, right? When it loads a class, first it will load all the static blocks, right? Once the static blocks loading is done, then only it will go for the main method. Clear with the conclusion? Understood how exactly the JVM works, the architectural features? Shall I proceed with changing a few, we need to go with a few conclusions. If you are comfortable with the normal working, then I'll go with those particular changes. Now, if my intention is Okay, so according to this particular conclusion, it was clear that you need to have a main method defined. So let me write a public static void main string args, right? So even though if you are not writing anything, there is a necessity of writing this particular main method. Okay, one important point, if you are able to remember this particular point, you can remember. If not, it is okay, right? So we just gave a conclusion saying that main method is a mandatory to write, even though if you don't have any instruction to be put, right? And this particular conclusion is valid from a version 1.7. This particular conclusion is valid from a Java JDK version 1.7. If you are working with the previous versions of a Java, that is till 1.6 version, if you don't have this particular main method also, you can write a static block and it will show you the execution of a static block first, then it will show you a method saying that, then it will be showing you an error saying that there is no main method defined. Hope you understood. What was my conclusion is, say for example, if someone says, so means in the interviews, if somebody asks you a question saying that without writing a main method, that means without writing main method, right? Without writing a main method, can you print hello world program? So means hello world statement. This is the question most of the times they will ask in the interviews, right? So they will ask you a question saying that, is it mandatory to write a main method because I just wanted to print some hello world statement? Is it mandatory to write a main method, right? So your answer should be something like this. If you are working with the version 1.6 till 1.6 of a Java version, if you just specify that particular statement in a static block, it will work fine. No need of a main method, right? But if you are working with a version 1.7 onwards, you cannot write any statement. That means it will show you an error if you are not writing a main method, right? So from a version 1.7, main method, writing a main method is compulsory, right? He may ask you a question later saying that, yes, it's okay, I'll write a main method, but I'll not write a system.out.println statement in the main method. Okay, no problem, sir. You better write that one in a static block. It will execute the things for you before it goes to a main method. Is this point clear? And this particular information is completely out of a syllabus. I'm just giving you, if you are attending any technical interviews with respect to a Java, these kind of questions will be asked, right? So till a 1.6 version, there was not a mandatory writing a main method. If you have written a static block, it was executing a static block fine, right? From a version 1.7, they have made a main method as a mandatory. Before, so means when it loads a class for you, first it will check for the main method. If you have written a main method, then only it starts executing a program. That means then only it starts loading your class file for you. Clear? Shall we proceed further? Again, I'm telling you, this particular information is for your understanding. Remember that particular point, because this particular point has not been included in the slides also, just for your knowledge. So my next question is, can I include static variables or static methods inside a static block? Can I include static variables or static methods inside my static block? Why to have a question? Let us just cross check. Include some static variables in the static block. Just a cross check. Will it give any error or will it execute fine? Right? Hope this screen is visible. let me just introduce a static variable inside of this particular static block. A question in a chat box. Sir, is there any preprocessor like we have in a C? Yes, means if you are going with the libraries, you will be writing an import statement. If you want to take an input from a user, you need to have a scanner package, right? So in that case, you will be writing import java.scanner.util package. There are some packages which you have to import. Those things are there, but in none of our programs till now we have not discussed those things. So later we will be discussing those things. Okay, so I was discussing something like, in this particular static block, can I have some static int x is equal to something? Is it possible to write something like this? Shall we just cross check? Error. Illegal start of expression, right? So what does it mean then? You cannot write anything static inside a static, right? Okay, sir, if I have a requirement of this particular static variable to be declared, then declare it outside, man. Right? So keep one thing in mind, because generally even in interviews they will ask so many questions with respect to a static blocks, keywords and methods. Why? Because the concept of a static, if you are clear, means you will be understanding the working of a JVM exactly, right? So that is the main intention why most people will ask questions on your static concepts, right? So means be careful with the discussion of a static. See, we have told already that once you are making anything as a static, the so means the processing of those things will be done during a class load event. That means while loading a class, it will take care of all the statics whatever you are going to write, right? When you said that everything will be taken care during a load event, if you are writing any variable here, if you are declaring any variable here, even its intention is to load during a class load event itself, right? Whatever you say static, intention is to load it during a class load event. Now what a JVM says is, yes man, I know that you wanted to load that particular value during a class load event, so only you made it as a static. Okay, when you made it like that, write it outside, write it separately. I can refer to that particular value. See, once we say static int is equal to x, see, once we say static int x is equal to 10, throughout a program, wherever you write this particular statement, its value will be a 10 itself. Correct? That means only one copy will be there, right? When there will be only one copy, why you are that much intensive to write that one in a static block again? Keep it aside, write it outside. Wherever you write, I am ready to accept that one, right? Why you are making a static within a static? See, if I am writing here static int x is equal to 10, then it is something like in a static you have a one more static. Why you want to confuse me, and even you want to confuse yourself, right? If you have anything static, write it separately, independently you write. I will take care of everything during the loading process itself. This is what a compiler is communicating. I'm not saying anything. I'm just telling like this is how the internal things will be working on, right? Shall we define one static method? Yes, we can define. Let this means it will not confuse you. I will make sure that you will be comfortable. Public void, public static void, public static void. Even though if you are not writing a public, no problem. Static void, I will specify a method called a m1. So this is the static method. When I say this one is a static method, can it access a value of x directly? Yes, it can access a value of x directly, because even x is a static, that will be getting its value during a load event itself. Even a method is a static, that will be having its existence during a load itself. I'm not doing anything. I will just perform some I will just change the value of x, right? I'll make something like x is equal to x plus 10. Can I do this one? Yes, you can change the value of x. Who told you to not to change? But that will be a that there will be only one copy of that particular value, right? Okay. So from a static block, can I call my main method? So means method m1. Analyze the program carefully. I want to answer in a chat box. What might be the output if I am executing this particular? Initially, the value of x is equal to 0. Later, it will be assigned with a 10. Right? The next instruction you wrote is a static block. So inside a static block, you are calling a method called a m1. Right? So when a m1 method is called, it will go to a method m1. There you are incrementing a value of x is equal to x plus 10. Right? So there will be only one copy of a x value. So x now will be having a value called at 20. Once it comes back to a static block, system.out.println, you have written what is the value of x. Will it print at 20 or will it print at 10? I have only one printf statement written. That means only one println statement. Okay, so very good response in a chat box. Let us just cross check what might be the situation. Compiled fine. No problem with the compilation because we didn't do any syntactical errors. And here is the answer 20. Is this clear? Shall we have a few points? That means let us just summarize what are the things we have discussed with respect to our static blocks, right? And I feel like these points, if you people tell, then it will be a more efficient. I just wanted to know few points with respect to static blocks, whatever we have discussed till now. People, whoever has posted a 10, are you means do you have a confusions why it is showing a 20? It is executed before a main method. Yes, I have not written anything in a main method, so everything is before a main method itself. Static blocks executed before a main method. But sir, I said static block print first. Yes, static block itself is printing first, but what is the statement that you wrote inside a static block? First you are calling m1. When you are calling m1, first it will go to m1 itself, right? It will finish whatever instructions you have written in m1, then again it will come back here. Process has been started from a static block itself, but you have made it a divert to another part. Can't initialize static variables inside a static block. No, that only I told you. Once you are writing a static block, inside of that particular static block, you cannot again write a one more static. Keep the things separate, right? JVM is saying that if you want to make anything as a separate static, keep it separately itself. I'll take care of everything because there will be only one copy, so no confusions in that particular aspect. If you want to create some static variables, keep it separate. If you want to create some static methods, keep it separate. If you want to write anything with respect to static block, keep it separate. Let us write a few conclusions, whichever we have seen till now. Okay. So the first thing, your static block, see all these conclusions are with respect to a static blocks. All these conclusions are with respect to static blocks, right? So what is the first conclusion? Executed before main method, executed before a main method in the order from top to bottom, right? So what does it mean? Whichever static block you have a defined first, that particular static block will be executed first, then whichever has been declared later. That is the first question, right? What if m1 is not static? If m1 is not static, then it will show you an error saying that in a static block you need to have all the static elements itself. See, don't confuse with the normal working. Generally, we will say something like, if you want to write any instruction, that should be a part of a class. When you are saying it is a part of a class, inside a class, you will be having two components. One is either a static and another is a non-static. If you are saying a static, no problem, it will load everything during a class load event. If it is a non-static, then you need to have an object. Then by using the object, you need to access that particular method, right? In a static block, you can access the static things directly, no problem. In a static block, you can access the static things directly. If you have anything which is not a static, you cannot access those things. You need to have an object for that, then only you can access. If you are not writing anything as a static, say for example, if you are making a method as a non-static, then you are just saying that is a blueprint, logical existence, not a physical existence. Sir, for method, we need object dot, but here you are not creating any object. Yes, that is what I am telling you. If you are making something as a static, no need to have an object for that particular call. If something is a not static, then only you need to have an object. Then by using the object as a reference, you can call those things. When you are not making something as a static, then that is nothing but a logical existence, not a physical existence. So for that particular logical existence, you need to have an object, then only you can access those things. The concept of a static is to increase the flexibility of a program, not to confuse. Don't get confused. How M1 becomes static, sir? Because I have written static void M1, so it has become a static. If I have not used this particular static keyword, then it was some normal method itself. This is called as post-mortem of a static keyword. So this is the reason why I told you, if you are clear with the static variable and a static method, I'll be using everything when I am discussing a static block. Sir, if we write a static int var1, static string var2, out of a static methods, okay, now I am using a static int x is equal to 10. So you will be adding one more variable, that is a string var2. So you can refer those things anywhere. See, once you are making something as a static variable, that particular variable can be used even in a main method also. No problem in that. Static, only one copy. That copy will be available from the time of a class load event until you close the main method. Expecting more questions. This is, see, if you are asking of questions, even I feel like happy, because none of the questions, whatever you have asked, means those questions, none of the questions are silly, none of the questions cannot be neglected. All those things are a valid thinking and a valid approach of looking at something, right? So really happy and really appreciate each and every question, whatever you have posted. Okay, so let us quickly write a few points with respect to a static block, just to summarize whatever the things we have discussed. Right. Executed before a main method in the order from a top to bottom. So this is the first point. And the second point is something like this, right? We can have more than, why am I doing so much mistakes? More than one static block. Got one more question in the chat box. Let me just cross check. If M1 will not there, so it will print 10. Yes, obviously, because in a M1 you are manipulating it as a 20. If you are not manipulating, then it will print obviously 10. I can access a static variable even from the main method also. This we have done in the last classes. We have declared a y is equal to 10. Later we have made it as a y++. If you remember the previous example, we can have more than one static block, right? So if you have a static block, then all the static blocks will be executed first, then only it will be executing the main method. If I want more than one static method, how should I write? You define one more method, no problem in that. Make one more public static void M2, can be written. If method m1 was not there, that means if you are not calling this particular m1 method, say here itself, if I comment this particular part, that means if I am not calling this particular m1 method, then the value of x will not be changed. So when a value of x has not been changed, then it will be printing a 10 itself for me. Right? There will be only one copy, so that particular copy you are going to modify, means modified value you will be getting. If you are not modifying, means whatever the values are there, those particular values will be displayed for you. Okay, so we can have a more than one static block. That was a one conclusion. So I'll just write a points with respect to how the JVM will treat your static block, right? JVM will look for, means, okay, when class load event occurs, JVM first look for main method definition, right? If main method defined, it will not load that one. If a main method defined, it will load all static variables, methods, blocks. Later it will execute main method. This is the important point that you have to remember, right? First it will check for the existence of a main method. If it founds a main method, then only it starts loading your static variables, static methods, static blocks, everything. Once it finishes a loading of all those things, then it will start executing your main method. Clear with the point? Understood a few important conclusions. The last one, write all static variables, methods and the blocks separately, right? Don't nest those things. Don't write within a static block, don't write one more static method. Don't do like that, right? If I missed any points, you can just remind me. And these are the basic and very important points that you have to remember, right? If anybody asks you a question, something like, can we print hello world message without writing main method? What should be the answer? If it is a 1.6 version, yes, we can write by just using the static blocks. From a 1.7 onwards, it is not possible. You cannot write, you cannot print any main means any statement without writing a main method, right? You may not be interested in writing an instruction in a main method. You can put that particular statement in a static block and make it that particular static block to work for you. Discussion of so means this is the overall understanding. So means these are the things which we need to remember with respect to static variables, methods and the blocks. Third point is still confusing. Third point is the basic working, how it should be confusing. See, once you say one Java program, in that program you will be having everything, right? You will be having a static content and a non-static content, right? What I am saying is, once you call a JVM, that means first you will compile a program, right? Once you compile a program, you will be writing javac followed by filename.java. Compilation is done, no problem. when you type Java followed by class name, right? When you type Java followed by class name, that is a class load event, right? What I'm saying is, when this particular program has to execute, that means Java followed by class name, if it should not give any error, means there should be a main method defined. Even if you are not writing anything in a main method, no problem, but there should be a main method written, right? First, what a JVM will do is, first it will check whether a main method has been written or not. Written or not, it will not go into the main method. If a main method has been written, then only it will load all the instructions with respect to the class. What all the instructions? First it will load everything with respect to a static, then it will go to the main method. This is what I wrote with respect to third point.
Sir, I think Java 6 works without main method.
Java, yeah, that only I told you. Java 1 till Java 1.6, it is not mandatory to write a main method. From a Java version 1.7, it is mandatory to specify a main method, because a JVM will first check for a existence of a main method.
But we need system.exe, yeah?
No, you have a different versions of a JDK. You have to install a JDK version 1.7 and you can just cross check.
Okay.
You have to set a path variable for that, do all the modifications, then make sure that when you are typing Java followed by hyphen version, it is showing you a version 1.6. If it is showing a 1.6, then you execute and cross check. Is it allowing you without writing a main method? That can be checked. But it is a long process, so I am not checking those parts. Sir, I am confused with the method, constructor and method overloading. Sir, method is a different, constructor is a different, method overloading is a different.
Sir,
Yes.
what will happen if we not declare the main method as static?
I didn't get your question, Ryan.
What will happen if we not declare the main method as static?
See, once you call a JVM, JVM will be looking for a, what I mean to say, one function, right? Which function it will be looking? It will be looking for public static void main followed by string args. This will be written under a JVM. That means we will be writing, means there will be instructions in a JVM saying that once you have been called, that means once I call a JVM, first thing what it has to do is, it has to look whether this particular function is there or not. Even if you are changing a one particular part from that particular function, that means instead of a public, if you are writing a private, or if you are missing a static, or instead of a void, if you are writing a int, or instead of a strings in the argument, if you are writing int args, so then there will be a method overloading. That means it will not able to identify that particular method, and the JVM says that there is no definition for a main method written. It will throw you an error during the running of a program, right? So that particular signature of the function has been given for the JVM. So JVM will be looking for that particular method first. Once it gets that particular method, then only it will take a class for the loading one.
So is there a way, like in the while the runtime of the program, we can change primitive data types into one another while using typecasting, right? From int to double or any of the primitive data types. So is there a way to convert any of the primitive data types to a static, or any of the static data types to a primitive data type while the runtime of the program?
While a runtime, it is not possible.
Okay.
You don't have that flexibility. Once, means before you submitting a application for the JVM, at least you need to have a clarification whether you are talking about a static one or a non-static one. But you cannot shift during a runtime. You cannot shift non-static to static or a static to non-static. That is not feasible.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so that was very nice session then. So thank you all participants. So I think it's a good to wind up a session now. Have a nice day, and thanks for that interactive session. Bye bye.